What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, OTB Nation? Other than me hearing myself in my head, I hate my life. That was me all day today. I was calling basketball and I was by myself. I was like, I'm just talking to the thoughts in my head.
That's insane.
At least someone was listening. What is going on, OTB Nation? Welcome into episode number 416 of the award-nominated, honorably mentioned, number 9 NCAA ranked, number 11 Philadelphia ranked, the most disrespectful and unprofessional lacrosse podcast you ever done, seen, and heard of the land. It's the Outside the Box podcast, the official lacrosse podcast on the Underground Industries Podcast Network. KB and Deej running the two-man game this week. A loaded episode. We're going to recap everything from last week in the NLL. Quick, short recap, only 4 games, obviously. A lot of transactions, a couple of trades happened in the NLL this week. We'll talk about those. We will preview the 10-game slate of NLL action, and then we will jump into PLL and WLL championship series talk. I was on the press conferences today, got a chance to speak to coaches, players, GMs, all that good stuff. I will bring the analysis there, and then as Deej and I always do with Champ Series, we pick our overall winner because it is nearly impossible to pick game by game for Champ Series. And when we're sitting here again next week at whatever day and time, because I will be down at Champ Series starting next Thursday through the championship games. We will have updates on how things are going and all that good stuff. But looking forward to getting down to Champ Series next week. But before we get into everything, make sure you guys are following us on the socials at OTB LaxPod across the board. We're on every social platform. Follow Deej at SCS_NextGreat and at Uncle Deej12 on Instagram and Threads. Follow Hoots at hootsportsmedia.com. We're going to get that domain. That's just us manifesting.
We have to.
Follow Zach at zachweens.media, WIENS. Follow the boy Ryan, RJ at RJ Clip That. I think we have a full slate of photographers this week for our NLL cities, which is exciting. So pumped about that. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star rating and review. Goes a long way for helping the show continue to grow. Obviously, you're getting 2 episodes a week now with the college show and this version of the show on the podcast feed. So please subscribe, be a friend, tell a friend, and subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia and Outside the Box podcast YouTube channels. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia is where you get the pro version of the show. It is collabed with the OTB channel as well, so you'll see it in the collabs tab if you're subscribed to the OTB channel. But youtube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Leave a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. We are at 1,255 subscribers on that channel. Can we get to 1,300 before March Madness begins? Please, let's make that happen. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. And if you want the college show in video form, you can watch it on Spotify, but we love if you watch it on YouTube. YouTube.com/@OTB LaxPod. We're at 104 subscribers. I would love to see that channel get to 120 by the end of Champ Series. That's just me. I think that's doable. Let's make that happen. YouTube.com/@OTB LaxPod. Deej, how we living, my good friend?
I'm alive. I'm
Thank goodness.
I'm making it. I guess barely.
Ying, bring the toilet. There's our quota.
Right? But no, I'm here. I'm happy, well, kinda. I sold my car. My old car. It's a bittersweet feeling,
It's so hard to say goodbye.
I had been saying I wanted a new car anyway, so This will give me a reason to go out and test drive some things. I have some things in mind. Atlas, Chevy Blazer, um, maybe a Buick Enclave. Yeah, that's it kind of for now. But we'll see some other comparable options and see what I end up rolling with. But yeah, other than that, Lacrosse is high school ball is getting started in a couple of weeks. So not Monday, but next Monday, the 9th. So it's about to get real, man. It's about to get real, and it's gonna be a rough season. Yeah.
Not the Riz face.
Yeah, it's gonna be real bad.
Rizzing through it all. Can't believe this is my life.
Hey, listen, bro. You already know what I'm on. Vibes and smiles. That's the only way we're gonna survive.
Yeah, big facts. Big facts. Yeah, we're out here. Gonna be a wild next 11 days between NLL, PLL, WLL, and a whole bunch more. Like I said, I'll be down at Champ Series starting on March 5th, and I'll be there through the championship games. So we're working on doing some interviews in person. We're working on getting some remote interviews this week too, hoping to make that happen. No guarantees, but that is the hope and the communicated plan. So hoping that is able to go down this week. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. I'm also openly here, Deej, between PLL, WLL. I haven't pitched this to anybody, but I'm trying to make it happen. We were talking about this before we started recording. If you follow me on social media across the board, or you're subscribed to my personal YouTube channel, it'll pop up in your shorts feed. I've been doing this new daily series called Fridge Facts, where every single day I open my fridge and I deliver a new fun fact of the day. I did have a friend of mine reach out to me and say that she uses my Fridge Facts in her class because she teaches all boys, and to see a guy doing content like gets them excited, and it's not just like the same old like girly content. So they get stoked with like all like the birthdays and everything. I was like, yes, it's reaching the youth. We're working. Who from the PLL, WLL would be our white whales to do Fridge Fact? Because if we can do a couple of Fridge Facts down at Champ Series with some people from the PLL or WLL,
man, let me look at these rosters.
We would have, as the kids say, we'd have motion.
I always got motion. First off,
facts. I always be moving and grooving, bro.
Styling and profiling.
Big facts.
You be watching my boy Lawrence. I see you.
Bro, I've been saying styling and profiling for years.
I mean, yeah, but the way you said moving and grooving, styling and profiling, that come right after. That's what my boy Lawrence Johnson on TikTok be on. Don't act like you don't do the scroller every now and then.
I don't even know if I know who that is. No offense to.
I'm gonna get you hip. Don't trip. Don't trip.
I'm looking right now.
Where can I find the rosters though? I don't want to go looking somewhere crazy. I guess I could look on the league page, huh? Probably a great place to start.
I mean, I feel like JB34 is a given.
Oh yeah,
and he'd be down. He'd be down for the cause.
I'm trying to see.
Dude, imagine we got Brooksy to do it.
Do you know where I could find the rosters?
In that. Oh, the Champ Series rosters?
Yeah.
I can pull them up right here. I got them in front of me.
Oh, word.
Let me pull the Atlas one up. So, from the Redwoods, we got Tevlin, Connor Camille, Smile, however his last name is pronounced. I still cannot find a proper pronunciation one way or another. Carter Rice, Dylan Malloy, Andrew McAdory, Mikey Bame, Romar, Aiden Denenza, JB34, BJ Farrar, Matt Note, Zach V, Chris Merle, Anthony Kelly, Chris Collins. And like I said, I feel like JB34 is a given. He's a fan of the Fridge Fact. He'd be liking them videos on Instagram. So shout out to the boy. He's down for the cause.
That's hilarious. Is it Chris Collins?
CC would be great.
Maybe
it
Tev.
Also would be very funny for Tev to do it because he's just
I was gonna say
so
maybe
stoic.
Tev. But I wonder if he would.
Romar would also be very fun.
I wonder if he would choose to be like more active,
right?
Because he's in front of the camera.
Would he give us motion?
Romar would definitely give us motion.
Romar would.
From the ladies, we should get Romar.
Yeah,
we could bump our female audience like all the way up. They'd be like, "Hey,
is that gonna be the poll of the week? Is Romar the most handsome guy in the PLL?"
They'd be like, "Who is this guy? How can I get in contact with him?"
Facts.
What's his Instagram? Only for their heart to get broken at the fact that I'm sure he's dating someone.
100%. Heartthrob. Chaos. It would be hysterical if Brooksy got in on the action.
Dog, I'm so proud of Brooksy.
He's the man.
He's a head coach.
He finally did it.
This is awesome.
We did it, Joe.
Yes. But like, I need the PLL to still schedule him for an interview for all head coaching jobs.
We just get a placebo Stephen Brooks. It's a mannequin.
No, they can just still actually interview him and then be like, yeah, we're going to leave you with chaos, though. Thanks.
In a constant state of limbo.
Thanks for coming in, though.
Doug, he was in the press conference today. We'll talk about it later. But I was like, congrats on, the new role and everything. He goes, it's like, yes.
Maybe he listens.
He totally does.
And that would be amazing, dog.
I can't wait to bring it up to him just in case he doesn't. I'm totally going to bring it up to him when I'm
Please.
next week.
Please.
Like, so what? I'm going to be like, so what is your knowledge scale 1 to 10 of the Brooksy rule? He's going to be like, what?
Excuse me? The what? So it's this thing we came up with on Outside the Box.
Back in like 2023?
Where, we noticed that you were getting interviews for every head coaching job, but you weren't really landing.
You were the
them.
PLL's Rooney Rule.
So we named it the Brooksy Rule and said teams have to interview you for head coaching jobs.
Oh my god,
that would be amazing.
It's gonna be so fun. It's gotta happen. It's gotta happen. So besides Brooksy, I feel like Jackson Iker would get in on the fun.
Yeah, he likes us.
I also feel like Austin Kaut would do it, and then he would instantly throw smelling salts in my nose.
Yeah. That's a guy.
Scarpello probably would do it.
Yeah, I could see Scarp doing it.
And Cole Williams probably would, because that's our guy.
It's a nice handful.
Denver. J.A. Justin Anderson. Nicest guy in the league.
He is really, really nice.
He's so nice. I also feel like Logan McNaney would not shy away from it. He's like underrated. Like,
I think we have to catch him at a good time.
Yeah.
We can't catch him fresh off the field after he got smacked. He's not going to be happy.
Bro, he's sneaky, like, dark horse, somebody I really want to get on the show. Because he's a talker.
He's fun, dude.
He's awesome. He dropped more he's a guys than Anthony Kelly in the press conferences.
So here's a guy.
And then Atlas. Oh, also, I mean, Outlaws. Imagine we got Pseudo to do a fridge fact. Hoots would lose his mind.
Yeah, he would. What is this? Fire this guy.
Cancel fridge facts.
He's got time to do fridge facts, but can't coach an offense. Dude, Hoots would be livid.
Hoots is just a generational hater, bro.
Yeah, bro.
For one man and one man only, who is very successful in his job.
Hey, listen. That is why the college show has such great chemistry already. We are division 1 level haters. Independently, so we be on a whole nother level of hate on that pod. We actually have found a way to complain about something every single episode.
Oh, it's so
kind of feels like a certain someone that I will not name.
Oh man, that's great. Atlas, I feel like there's a good handful.
Yeah,
Krebsky.
Atlas is the fun team here.
Krebsky would do it. He's a big content guy. Plus, he follows us now. So shout out to the boy. He follows us on both Twitter and Instagram.
Yes, sir. MK47. Why does that sound so familiar?
Because Max Krebsky's MK48. You mix him and Kyle Jackson up.
Okay. But
KJ
still,
totally would do it.
Oh, I was thinking about like
Andre Kirilenko.
That and like MK Ultra.
Bro, they wiped that away into Upside Down.
Right.
Allegedly.
Along with the cornucopia that was on the Fruit of the Loom.
Kyle Jackson would do it. KJ, if the girls are down there too, KJ would just have Tatum and Teagan getting on fun. Too.
Oh, yeah.
Something tells me Miles would do it.
Catch him at a good time. Make sure he's not racing out of there to get to donuts with dads.
Tyler Carpenter.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. TC likes us. After we had our chat in the airport, where he's fan.
And Brian Phipps. Where the fridge fact would just be, Brian, how many total bruises did you have on your legs after your first champ series?
Well, I had one hematoma.
11-7.
And then I had about a bajillion other bruises.
And Cino would definitely get it on it because he's the fucking man.
Cino's funny.
Yeah, bro. If we can get some fridge facts going with some of the PLL and WLL players,
I mean, or the
business.
front office.
I mean, shit. Hey, Mike, Paul,
Grace,
RJ would totally do it.
Yeah,
that's a given.
That's like right up his wheelhouse.
If RJ refuses to do a fridge fact with me, we riot.
Yes, pitchforks and fire.
Actually, RJ, we got to do 2. We'll do one for the now, and then we save one for August 8th, which is RJ Day on this podcast.
Yes, it is.
Man, if RJ refuses, I'll be sick.
Yeah, that would feel like a personal attack against the pod.
It'd be a slap in the face.
That would be a personal attack against us. After all he's done for us.
Right. And after all we've done for him, wearing that ESPN2 ad on ESPN2 with Camille Kostick.
It was insane.
I helped RJ riz up Camille Kostick on ESPN2. This is the type of respect I get.
We're nothing special to him.
No. We're just second-class citizens, RJ. We get it. We get it.
It's all right. I understand.
Nah, that's all love. RJ would totally do it. He'd probably break the vlog camera out in the fridge. It would be part of the vlog.
Like, you know what? I might start doing fridge facts. What do you guys think out there? Should we do PLL fridge facts?
He stole my whole fucking flow. Word for word, bar for bar. RJ. Oh my god. That's hysterical.
Oh my god.
But yeah, we're shifting to the actual lacrosse talk. 19 and a half minutes in. Well, we did. That was lacrosse talk. That was lacrosse adjacent.
Yeah.
Don't come at us, Brian.
Yeah, this is going to be a generational episode.
Last week in the NLL, short week. Toronto take down Colorado 13-9. Vancouver outlast Buffalo 11-9. San Diego win against Halifax 9-8. And the Philadelphia Wings continue to just boggle my mind. And they fall 14-6 to the Saskatchewan Rush. Where do we want to start?
I want to start with the fact that I got beef with Colorado / Toronto.
Yeah.
Why couldn't they get the job done? A nice 4-0 weekend for me would have felt fantastic.
Been for all of us.
I don't care about y'all.
Whoa, that would have been the first. That would have been the first podcast like clean sweep in history.
I'm kidding. Okay, that actually would have been really cool. But
what do you say? Fuck me, foe.
That actually ended up being a pretty good game. I thought it was very back and forth, a lot of good energy, very good saves. I thought the flow of the game was at a pace that made it fun. And it was a game where every possession counted, and you could see that Toronto was able to go out and make just a couple more possessions count. They had that crowd behind them, and they played a factor in this game as well. So I thought Toronto went out and did everything they needed to do to win. Just would have liked to see Colorado take that one home.
Yeah. Unfortunate for our picks, but that's a good win for Toronto. Very funny tweet from Hoots. Or text, I think he sent it to us, but I think he also tweeted.
Yeah.
He forgot what losing felt like. Must be nice, dickhead.
Right. Because
like Toronto won this game in the second half. This was a tale of two halves. Like Colorado was up 5-3 at halftime, and then Toronto scored 10 goals in the second half combined, 4 and then 6. And I mean, we say it all the time. Like, Toronto had 7 power play opportunities. Like, if you're the Mammoth, you can't give a team like that 7 chances to go man up or, 4v4, whatever it may be. Like, you can't give those advantages to a team that has CJ Kurse, that has, Chris Boucher, who can facilitate. You can't do that for a team that has Challen Rogers, Mark Matthews, Owen Hiltz. Like, it just can't happen. And you see the results there. Like, when you have somebody that can go toe-to-toe with Jack Hanna and what he's able to produce, and somebody that can, shut down Will Malcolm the way that they did in this game, held him to just 3 points. They held Jack Hanna goalless. He had 6 assists, but no goals for Jack Hanna. Andrew Q still had 5 points in this game, but nobody else really stepped up in a definitive way where those 3 guys were kind of, held pretty pedestrian to their standards. And I don't know, it's a good win for Toronto. And I think it's one of those things with Colorado, like, you're not going to win them all. Your win streak's going to last for so long before a team comes and gets you. And I think it was just happenstance that it was the team that just saw you the week prior and you went BTA on them. So it was a little quick turnaround and they were able to kind of get their lick back.
Yeah, that's always the trouble with playing a team back-to-back like that is they don't really have time to forget. There wasn't a team in between they had to prepare for. There wasn't a team in between to get their mind off of things. It was you. Damn, they beat us. Oh, wait, we get to see them again in just a few days.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they've been thinking about that whole time is the fact that y'all beat them. Yeah, they're on that, man. And that's fun. I like that sometimes when it happens. You see that happen in other sports too. That's kind of some – when you're playing a longer season, that kind of happens with games. Is you'll play somebody back to back, or you'll play them within a couple games of when you last played them, and there's only a team or two in between. I think it adds to the spiciness of those games, and a lot of times it's rivalry games or teams that haven't always felt the best about each other. Mm-hmm. There's friendly games, and then there's not so friendly games. And then there's ones that fall in between. So I think that's what was fun about this matchup was it kind of fit into a lot of those different categories. And Toronto was just a better team that night.
Yeah. Vancouver and Buffalo. Buffalo, it felt like they were going to win this one. They were up 7-6 at halftime. But Deej, say the line.
Which one?
You can't win a game if you go scoreless for an entire
that
quarter.
One. Yeah, I didn't realize Buffalo went scoreless. I didn't get a chance to watch this game, so I didn't realize Buffalo went scoreless for an entire quarter.
Scoreless right out of halftime. No goals in the third quarter. First time this season, I'm pretty sure.
I need to start writing down my lines because I need to know which ones are which.
It's a script.
Because I'm like, hold on, which one is he asking me to say right now?
I'm pretty sure this is the first game this year that when he's been in the lineup, the Bandits have lost with Mitch Desnew active.
That might be true. That's a deep cut.
Because most of their losses, he was out injured, and then he came back last week and they won. And then he was back again this week, obviously. And I think this is the first loss this season with Mitch Desnew active in the lineup for the Bandits, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's peak efficiency. That's what you're looking for in a player that can change a game, a player that can help you win games, a player that can be the difference in games. And he seems to be one of those thin line players that kind of just makes enough plays to tilt them, in your direction, just not in this night. Vancouver came out and they did what they have always done as a group. You know why I say they is because this group is not where they used to be. They were in a place a little more east than where they are now. And they gave me heart attacks doing this. They would go into halftime leaving you feeling like there's no hope for this team. And then by the end of the game, you're going, wow, I really enjoy watching this team.
That's a good idea.
And it's only because they won. You stressed out the whole entire game.
I mean, crazy part of this game, too, Vancouver had two separate 5-goal streaks where they went on a run, scored 5 consecutive goals. But sandwiched in between those 5-goal runs, Buffalo had a 6-goal run of their own, all in the second quarter.
Yep.
So we had 3 runs in this game of at least 5 goals or more.
That's peak lacrosse. Game of runs. Back and forth, back and forth. That's how it goes. That's fun, man. It's just like basketball. That's why these two sports are so similar and so many people play them and get into the same. It's like hockey could be a game of runs if goalies weren't so damn good. Because it's all the same concepts. They all go back and forth, and it's just designed to go off the momentum.
Yeah, good win for Vancouver, and like we've said for a long time with Buffalo's schedule, it does not get any easier, so we shall see how things progress, especially since they play 2 games this weekend against very difficult opponents.
Are they going to miss the playoffs?
It'd be literal Kansas City Chiefs vibes.
Oh my God, that would be insane.
San Diego 9, Halifax 8. Huge win for the Seals. Dylan Watson, game winner. I found it very funny. There was someone in like the San Diego like media scene was like there as a fan and posted a video and was like, not the first time that we saw an American take down a Canadian team this week because Dylan Watson scored the game winner against Halifax.
That's insane. But nice call out. Get a few more clicks.
So funny.
I like it.
Trey Leclerc led all scorers with 6 points in this game. We've said it time and time again about him. Run the offense through Trey Leclerc. Let Westberg do Westberg things, but let your offense be run through Trey Leclerc. And then you have your ancillary options. You have Connor Robinson. You have Corey Small when he's healthy. You have Pat Cav. Chris Cav was a healthy scratch this game. But like you have options, but when Trey Leclerc gets going, he's a different animal, and he's just so goddamn good. Three goals, 3 assists in this game, on 11 shots, and this was a much needed win for San Diego, and this is a rough loss for Halifax.
Yeah, I mean, Halifax was starting to put a couple things together and kind of looking to make their push up the up the standings to make a playoffs. It had a better seeding for playoffs. Oh my God, words, put them together. You know how to do this.
You know what that makes? A sentence.
Hey, shit. And they had this one in their grasp, and then they literally just let it go. Like another one of those games where they collapsed toward the end, and they weren't able to finish it. That's been their Achilles heel the last couple of years, at least while I've been around to know what the Halifax Thunderbirds are doing, and that is what I've seen a lot. Is
and I mean, San Diego
have control of a game late and then give it away with just simple mistakes, turning the ball over unforced, not taking the best, or taking early shot opportunities that aren't necessarily the best shot in the shot clock, or taking a shot clock violation for no reason. Stupid penalties, just leaving the door open for another team to come in and take a win.
And I mean, San Diego scored 5 goals in the third quarter. Like, that was the huge, run that they needed. And Halifax scored 3 goals the entire second half.
Yeah.
And this is a game too where you got the advantage. Somebody finally won against Trevor Baptiste at the stripe. Jake Withers went 12 for 21 at the stripe in this game for Halifax, going up against Trevor Baptiste, and you lost.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to capitalize off those opportunities to have the ball. Like, that's whether you're winning or losing that game. If you're winning, take advantage of that. Drain the clock, get the best possible shot you can. Hopefully you score and you get the ball back. You do that again. If not, then you make them use as much of the 30-second shot clock as you can, force them into a bad shot. You go back the other way. It's easy money. There's ways that you go about this. You prepare for this, and it seems like they just threw that out the window.
12 total power plays in this game between the two teams. Halifax 1 for 5, San Diego 3 for 7 on the power play. So this game could have been a lot worse too, had some of these teams capitalized on the power play. But Dems beat the brakes, and that's a 1-goal game for you. And San Diego come out on the victorious end. This final game, this might be the most annoying Wings game to break down of the year, because Jesus Christ, the Wings had this game and they blew it. They had this game. They were like Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2. They had the power of the sun in the palm of their hands, and then they relinquished it and blew it. The Wings were in this game for 3 quarters. 3 quarters they were in this game fully. Really, they were in it most of the first half. That first quarter was one of the most flawless first quarters I have seen the Philadelphia Wings play all season. They were up 3-0 after they shut out Saskatchewan in the first quarter. Nick Damude was standing on his head, looked fantastic. The defense was helping him out. Offense was moving. It was good. 3-0. I was like, I'll take that. And then they just do this thing, Deej, and I don't know what it is from a coaching philosophy standpoint. I don't know what it is from a player standpoint. I don't get it, because I've never seen anything like this from any of the teams we have ever covered, NLL, PLL, and I don't think I've even seen it in my limited time watching college, and I highly doubt you've seen it in your time watching college, which is far more than me. I've never seen a team deteriorate as a game progresses more rapidly than the Philadelphia Wings do in 2025, 2026. It is mind-boggling to me how they look. I said this in the press box. If they played every single game for 4 quarters the way that they do every first quarter this year, they'd be the best team in the league. But somehow
they probably would be, actually.
Like, they fall apart when the scoreboard goes to Q2. It's over. They start playing not to lose. They lose all momentum. And it's all offensively. Like, the defense was not the problem in this game. Like, sure, the final score is 14-6. It was 8-6 going into the fourth quarter. Like, you have a chance to win that game down by 2 with a full quarter of play.
Yep.
Against the best team in the league, and your offense can't score a single goal, and you let up 6 goals.
Yep.
Like, it just can't happen. It cannot happen.
Like, actually, you couldn't ask for a better day from your defense. Your defense was
Truly.
giving you every opportunity to go in and win against a team that's literally been shredding teams all year, all season. They have, pretty much been able to score at will. And here you are down 2 going into the last frame, and you can't figure out how to put it together still. Man, it sounds like the offense ain't saying enough to them, because I would have had a whole lot to say to that team.
It's crazy. Like, Brennan O'Neill came to play. His 2 goals he scored, he was juiced up after he scored them. He scored first goal of the game, and I thought he was going to turn into the Hulk. And then he scored the go-ahead goal to put the Wings up 4-3 in the second quarter, pretty, midway through, 6:12 on the clock, or the 6:12 mark, excuse me. And Brennan came to play with like a vengeance. Like, he was like ready to get this monkey off the Wings' back and like really come out and put on a performance at home. Sam LeClaire looked fucking incredible. It was great to see Sam like back in form in this game. He had 2 goals. One of them was one of the sickest goals I've ever seen. And he had an assist in this game, 3 points on 5 shots on goal. Like, it was an efficient game from Sam LeClaire. Kyle Jackson had 2 assists in this game. Didn't score, but his presence, like, you could tell he was out there. And, like, he was helping the offense not be, like, stuck in the mud as much as it has been. But, like, everyone else on the offense, Joe Rester's 1 assist. Where am I at? Blaze Reardon, 1 goal. Phil Caputo, 1 assist. Michael Sowers, 1 assist. Like, the offense, like, just, it's crazy to me how this Wings offense just disappears, and you are in a game with the number 1 team in the league who has not lost a game in 2026, and you can have them on the ropes, and you just crumble, and you bow down like Pain and Panic and Hercules, and you're like, we're worthless worms, just bowing down and bending the knee because your offense can't do a lick of fucking shit. It's crazy to me, dude.
It's insane. But, like,
I've never seen anything like it.
Where do you think the blame should go in this scenario? Because, like, sometimes it's the players. Because sometimes the system works and the players aren't, working the system correctly, or, working to find guys in the spots they want, where they want the ball, and, like, those small mechanic things. And other times it's the system itself sucks. Mm-hmm. I would just, I'm not sure where I would place the blame, if you have any idea where you would.
I think I go 65% coaching, 35% players. Because, we thought the Wings offense was bad a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
When the ball would just get stuck in sticks and it would just die. And there was far more top-loaded, proven NLL talent on the roster. This was when, obviously, Mitch Jones was on the team, Ben McIntosh, and things just, like, fell apart. Now you have a lot of young guys, but, like, you have stick skills and you have the ability to move the ball, and it's just like they're passing too much. And I think that's a player thing, and I think that's also a coaching thing. But here's my philosophy, and I know, like, you're a former defensive player, a defensive type of coach, but you see the field, the floor in all ways. I genuinely think, and I'm looking at this almost through an NFL lens to a degree, in today's NLL, where we are, and the NLL has evolved over the past few years since we've started covering the league in 2018, 2019, very different league then than what it is now here in 2026. I think if you're going to be successful and you see the successful teams, with a couple of exceptions, I think you need an offensive-minded head coach in the NLL.
Oh yeah, I have to agree. I think
You
that's
need
where.
an elite defensive coordinator,
Yep.
but your head coach needs to be offensive minded if you want to have success in the NLL.
That's. I mean, when you look around, that's what the most successful teams have is an offensive coach, or at least a head coach that's offensive oriented and is able to make those quick decisions on the fly. Some of that goes into substitutions and many other parts of the game that people don't think about when it comes to coaching. I'm very much on the same lines as you because at the end of the day, you need to be able to have a couple go-to plays that you can rely on at any time.
And I think Ian Rubel is a phenomenal defensive coach. Like, he knows defense, and you see it. The Wings defense, we've said it almost like to an exhaustive amount this year. The Wings defense has not been the problem for them this year. Like, they have played incredibly well. Damudah's played great. It's the offense that has been, for lack of a better term, horrendous. Now, not the and like this is an interesting situation to be in too, because Ian Rubel signed a 2-year contract when he was named head coach of the Wings. This is year 2, Teach. I'm gonna play hypothetical. Let's be Chris Berman and be the Swami. Say Ian Rubel is not renewed as head coach next year. They let the contract play out. He's no longer the coach. I was discussing this with a few people. If Halifax continues to freefall this season, right now they are, what is their record? 3-7. I want to look at their schedule before I actually say all of this, just to be 100% certain. So Halifax the rest of the way, Teach. This week they're at Calgary on Saturday. They are home against Vegas, home against Toronto, at Georgia, at Philly, home against Rochester, at Vancouver, home against Ottawa. In your presumptive opinion, how many more wins realistically do you see for Halifax right now on their schedule? Let's say the over-under is 2.5. Because Calgary this week, obviously I know who you're picking this week, but like I also think that game is a pick 'em. Like, Halifax has not been good to where I can like definitively say Halifax is going to win that game.
Fair.
Vegas, that's also a very Jekyll and Hyde game. You never know. I
Their
don't think they're beating.
isn't insane.
Right. I don't think they're beating Toronto.
Not
I don't think
with
they're
the way
beating.
they've been playing.
I don't think they're beating Georgia.
No,
at Georgia
probably
against Brett
not.
Dobson the way he's been playing.
Right.
They're at Philly.
I
right
might
now,
give them,
maybe that's a
give them
dub.
that one. Yeah.
They're home against Rochester. Then they're at Vancouver. No shot right now.
Yeah, no.
And then they're home against Ottawa to end the season.
No, I don't like them against Ottawa either.
So it's what, maybe 2 wins the rest of the way?
Yeah.
Which puts them at 5 wins?
Somewhere between 2 and 4.
So at minimum, they win 5 games the whole season. Say Halifax, they've already fired a coach this year. Micah Corsi becomes a free agent coach. I don't know about you, but if I'm Paul Day, I'm calling Micah Corsi immediately and giving him a blank check. That's a championship pedigree winning head coach who you have seen do great things with phenomenal offensive talent. Imagine Micah Corsi with this young offensive talent with Brennan O'Neill, Michael Sowers. You still have Blaze Reardon. You still have Joe Resiteritz. Potentially he'll be a free agent, but you wait and see. Dalton Young, Sam LeClaire. I mean, if they end up with the number 1 pick, Joey Spallina. Like, Micah Corsi coaching that core is very intriguing to me.
Yeah, he doesn't really seem like he fits that group, but
could be fun.
It could be a lot of fun.
Could be a lot of fun. But that was something that was going through my brain because I'm like, you look at the other teams, like Calgary's not firing their coach, and I don't think that's kind of like a lateral move for the Wings. Like if they were to be like, oh yeah, we're hiring Calgary's coach. Halifax being where they're at right now is something that nobody expected. And Micah Corsi has the pedigree of, championship level coach who I think fits the Philadelphia market perfectly. I think that's a no-brainer if that's an option. You got to do it. Because then you bring in that offensive scheme, you bring in that, mindset to this team. I think it can do a lot of good for the Wings, and that's something that I'm just you heard it here first. You heard the brainchild thought there of Micah Corsi to the Philadelphia Wings if things happen the way that a certain timeline has them going. Welcome to the What If universe on the Outside the Box podcast.
Here we go.
And here we go.
I'm sure that's a timeline that I enjoy myself in. So, I don't really think I've run into a timeline where I don't enjoy myself. So,
facts. But I mean, Saskatchewan's the real deal, man. Watching them in person, Ryan Keenan is the truth. He can score from literally fucking anywhere. It's insane watching him play in person. Zach Mans was incredible. Robert Church was great. Austin Shanks was Austin Shanks. And for 3 quarters, it felt like the Wings had Chiliano on the ropes. And then he locked in that fourth quarter and Dems beat a breaks. But the Wings fall again. Saskatchewan stay at the top of the league. And the standings right now, Saskatchewan first team to 10 wins. They are 10-1. Colorado is 8-3. Vancouver is 7-3. Georgia's 7-3. Toronto and San Diego are 6-4. Ottawa is 6-5. Vegas and Rochester are 4-5. Buffalo is 4-6. Halifax is 3-7. Calgary's 2-8. Philly is 2-8. Oshawa's 2-9. And those are your standings and our Week 13 recap across the NLL, brought to you by our friends over at Buff. Guys, I don't know about you, Deej, but I'm ready for some warm weather. I'm so
I need
ready.
it here now.
We got another blizzard down here, and it is not fun, to put it lightly. I'm ready to be outside. I was looking at the weather though. Next Saturday, Deej, I'm so ready. It's going to be 71 degrees here.
That's going to be nice, dude.
I'm going to just ascend to a higher plane, and I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to be rocking my Buff. Buff is the place to go to protect yourself from the elements, the outdoors, whether you're hiking, biking, just going on a hot boy walk, what have you. Buff is the head and neckwear brand that you need to use to protect yourself from the elements. They are the official head and neckwear partner of Survivor. They've got the Survivor 50 buffs available now on their website. Use our link in the description. Shop with Buff. Make sure you're protected from the elements all year long with our friends at Buff, and we thank them for being a proud partner of OTB. Deej, we move to Week 14. Week 14 in the National Lacrosse League. By the time the final game of this weekend kicks off, we will be in the March to May, which is crazy to think about. We have a 10-game slate in the National Lacrosse League this weekend.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know who's in charge of scheduling, but this should kind of happen, but not like this.
Can we just 6 get teams,
one or 2
double headers?
Can we just get like 1 or 2 double headers on top of the normal slate? Like, that's perfect. This is bonkers.
6 teams will play 2 games this weekend, being the Georgia Swarm and Philadelphia Wings, the Saskatchewan Rush, the Buffalo Bandits, the San Diego Seals, and the Vancouver Warriors. Georgia and Philly play each other home and home series. And then all of the other teams have different opponents this weekend. But here is the slate for Week 14. Kicking off 7 p.m. Eastern on Friday, Georgia at Philadelphia. I will be at that game. Previously, I was not going to be there, but I will be there. And then at 7:30 Eastern up in Banditland, Saskatchewan against the Buffalo Bandits. Not a game the Bandits need right now, but holy moly, is that going to be fun. 9 Eastern, we've got San Diego at Colorado. And then 10:30 Eastern, the Friday night nightcap, Vancouver at Las Vegas. That is going to be very, very fun. And then on Saturday, 7 Eastern, Oshawa at Ottawa. T's and P's to those broadcasters. 7 o'clock as well, Saskatchewan at Rochester. Buffalo at Toronto is also at 7 Eastern. 7:30 Eastern, Philly at Georgia. 9 Eastern, Halifax at Calgary. And then on Sunday, March 1st, Vancouver at San Diego, 6 Eastern. Deej, we've got a loaded schedule, lots of games, lots of fun matchups. What are you most excited about outside of 2 11-10 final scores between the Georgia Swarm and Philadelphia Wings?
Which I definitely was ready to remind you about pre-pod.
Which I don't think will happen this year because Dauber doesn't allow double-digit goals.
Fair. But maybe y'all are the team.
Might be 9-8.
Maybe y'all are the team to break that curse. Maybe it'll be 6-7. Who knows? Obviously, I'm looking forward to the Calgary game, although it has to be basically a solo game as a nightcap, which absolutely blows because that means everybody's going to watch us play. I'm not going to say anything if you catch my drift, but they're going to watch us play. So that's that's always fun. San Diego, Colorado should be fun. Saskatchewan and Buffalo. I think Buffalo has their backs against the ropes, and they know that they need a game like this to win, and not only what it means for them getting a win in the tally marks of the win column and helping them there, but literally like their mood, the vibe in the locker room, the vibe as a team. It's going to give a huge morale boost to everyone involved in the program if they pull out a game like that, especially if they follow it up the next night with a victory over Toronto. And then probably my game of the week, Saskatchewan and Rochester. I think that's going to be a very good game, especially with Saskatchewan on the road. I think that's a vibe for them to continue to look into because if they want to win, they got to be able to win on the road.
Yeah. Looking at the schedule for me, just San Diego, Colorado is going to be a lot of fun. San Diego, we talked about it last week, and then they win again. They're kind of finding their stride a little bit. And if Pat Cav is going to be healthy, I'm not 100% certain. We don't have the injury report in front of us yet. But if Pat Cav is active for this game, that game could be a lot of fun. And those two teams usually play each other very close. It's always a fun rivalry matchup when those two teams get together. I'm looking forward to that game. Vancouver and Vegas is going to be fascinating. We haven't even gone over some of the roster moves that have happened this week and some of the trades, which we will momentarily. But Vegas signed our guy, Kevin Crowley. The Big Cat is back. So they add to that offense with another just lethal offensive weapon. But then you have Vancouver, who have guys that can go toe-to-toe with the Mitch Jones, the Chris Cloutiers. If Chase Frazier's healthy, the Chase Fraziers, the Jonathan Donvilles, Kevin Crowley. They just signed Tyson Gibson again, did the Vegas Desert Dogs. He's going to be active. So, Vancouver has guys that can answer them, but also Vancouver has one of the best goalies on the planet in Christian Del Bianco. So it's like, how much can Christian Del Bianco's talent and skill set outweigh Vegas's offense? And then what can Vancouver's offense do to, balance out what Del Bianco does on the back end? I'm very excited for that game, especially a nice little Friday night nightcap. And then, Buffalo, Toronto in a game that Buffalo's absolutely going to need, and you got to go on the road against your arch rival. That's going to be a fascinating game. And Vancouver, San Diego. Talked about San Diego, obviously, playing that doubleheader weekend, as is Vancouver. Which team is going to dig deeper coming off of a game, on Friday night? Both of them play Friday night, and then having to play again on Sunday night is going to be very fun to watch. And I think that's a huge game for San Diego, too, especially if they beat Colorado. If they can go 2-0 this weekend, That's a huge boost for them in the standings and just kind of solidifying themselves as a playoff team.
Yeah, I was gonna say 2-0 is huge for them. It's a chance for them to pretty much get in that top three. I think it would put them with two huge wins like that. And as I mentioned, kind of with Buffalo, is the morale boost. Like when you win big like that, the team feels like they're kind of steamrolling, and it's going to take an immovable object to stop them. And you know, I like when a team has those vibes. I've been a part of teams that have those vibes, and it's fun. Obviously, you come crashing down because feelings only last for so long, but that's exactly like the kind of dopamine rush they're looking for in that moment.
Yeah, those games are going to be a ton of fun. Deej, what is your Riverside game of the week?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the one I kind of spoiled earlier and go with Saskatchewan and Rochester. I really think that's going to be a really good game. Two very high-scoring offenses that can move the ball around and aren't afraid to run through the hot hand because they're hot and making things happen, but also can stretch the floor out and attack from many different angles. And they also play solid D and have everything else behind them to be a very good team. They just have to check their attitudes and stay out of the box, and it's all theirs for the taking.
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. I'm
Such
hot because I'm fly.
You ain't because you're not.
This is why I'm hot. If you're a real one and you know that, leave a comment in the YouTube comment section. We need to see who the real ones are. Yeah, my game of the week for our Riverside game of the week, San Diego, Colorado. That game just intrigues the ever-living hell out of me. It's a fun rivalry, and it's a huge game for both teams overall. So that is going to be my game of the week. And our Riverside games of the week brought to you by, of course, our friends at Riverside. It is the official recording and editing software here at Underground Industries. We made the switch to Riverside a few months ago, and it has been a game changer for us in just getting content out quicker, getting clips out for you guys, and just making our content that much better. And it makes it look and sound so much better. And it helped us get video versions of the show on Spotify as well. So shout out to Riverside. You guys can get your journeys going. Our guy Jackson starting a new Archers podcast. They're using Riverside. They used our link in the description to get started with Riverside. You should do the same. Use our link in the description. Get your podcast, your webinars, your video series looking just pristine as ever and sounding as good of audio. Like, Deej, when I edit our clips and I listen to them, I'm like, holy cow, we were missing out for years because we were not using Riverside. But here we are. We're up to date. We're ready to go. Riverside is the place to do it. Use our link in the description. Get your journey started with Riverside, and we thank them for being a proud partner of the pod and the official editing and recording software of Underground Industries. Deej, let's head on over to the pick pond. 10 picks to make this week. I'm nervous because this is a massive make or break week in terms of the pick'em standings, where Deej, we all went 3-1 last week. We are all above 500 for the first time this season. You are at 36 and 35. Hoots is at 44 and 27, and I'm at 39 and 32. Feels good. This life sure is sweet.
Sure.
Feels good for the whole
That's
pod
what you
to
say,
be
so.
back to our winning ways.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'm very happy to be there. I'm sorry that I was holding this up for so long. I was right around the corner. Who's that creeping through your window? Yeah, that's what it felt like.
See, my head went just around the river bend.
Screaming. But yeah, we were just on the outside looking in, and you finally got it. It's a great accomplishment. Been playing well, so it's awesome to see.
Yeah, so let's make some picks. 10 picks to make this week that are going to absolutely, more than likely, we're going to look back at the pick'em standings and be like, oh yeah, that's the week where everything went off the rails, or that's the week where we all got real hot. And it is the NLL Week 14 Picks of the Week, brought to you by our friends over at Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com, use the Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Maryland, and Delaware areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores, convenience stores, and grocery stores in those markets. Just use the Kenny Finder at kenwoodbeer.com to see who's got it available. Must be 21 or older to do so. And as always, guys, please drink responsibly. Deej, we start our journey of 10 picks. Georgia at Philadelphia. First of 2 games that these two teams will play against each other this weekend. Until I can see it, Brett Dobson's the MVP. I gotta go Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, Brett Dobson's playing on another level. I haven't seen the Wings offense play at a level that makes me trust them there. And also, I am rooting vehemently against you and Oshawa to keep you below the Calgary Roughnecks for draft purposes later on. So yeah, that also factors into my decision because I am being selfish here. But yeah, I'm going to go against you and pick Georgia. Going with you.
If I can't have the first overall pick, none of you can.
Yes, exactly that.
So yeah, Georgia is the pick there. We go to Saskatchewan and Buffalo, and guess what? Until they give me a reason not to, I'm going with the Saskatchewan Rush, which they had me for 3 quarters last week. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to go with the Rush to beat the Bandits in Banditland.
Yeah, I'm going to go the other way around. I think there has been a couple things that have scared me about Saskatchewan recently that I've seen in a couple games. I mean, they're still pulling out victories. They're still, I think, better than most, if not all, of the teams in the league, but there are weaknesses just like there are in every team. They've shined recently. But Buffalo hasn't shown me anything to say that they're going to point out those inconsistencies and make them shine enough to win. So I'm going with Saskatchewan as well.
So there you have it. And then my game of the week, San Diego at Colorado. Deej, how do you see this one playing out?
I think I'm going to roll with the Seals. I think Colorado is a streaky team. And that loss could be one that starts a few losses in a row, or it could just be a one-off. I may be completely wrong about this game. Colorado may pick up exactly where they left off right before the loss and continue playing great ball and come out with a victory here, but I have a feeling they're about to run into a little bit of trouble.
I'm going to go with Colorado. They're at home. They're only playing 1 game this weekend. So it's like one of those things where like just leave it all out on the floor. We have nothing left to do after this game. Where San Diego, they've got to play another game. They've got to travel back home. Colorado's a tough environment as well. So I'm going to go Mammoth to get the dub in this one. Final game on Friday, Vancouver at Las Vegas. This is a tough game to pick, but I think a good defense balances out a good offense, and I'm going to go with Christian Del Bianco and the Vancouver Warrior Roughnecks to take down Vegas. He's deliberating.
Yeah, I thought for a little too long. I don't trust the Las Vegas defense enough. I do think that Vancouver has had times where they've stalled on offense. I do think they've had times where they've fallen into their old ways as a team where they get cold for a while, they get frustrated, they start to take bad shots, they start to not trust in each other, and it leads into that problem being a persistent problem and a longer standing problem than it should have been. I see some of that with this Vancouver Warriors team, but I don't think that team is the one that's in preference to make a change to that.
So you're going with Vancouver?
Yeah.
We go to Saturday. I'm going Ottawa. Oshawa's dead. We're going Ottawa.
Yeah, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Like I mentioned, I want to keep Oshawa below the Roughnecks in all metrics that I can.
We go to Saskatchewan at Rochester. Your game of the week, Deej.
Yeah, I think this has the most potential to be a blockbuster game. Once again, one of those games where like you're glued to your seat no matter where you are. You're finding out how to watch it. You might have it on a phone, a laptop, iPad, something, but you got it up and you're multitasking because you know how good this game is going to be. If you absolutely have to miss it, you'll be watching it on replay because it's going to be that good. You might watch it and then choose to watch it on replay again yourself because it's going to be that good. Two of the better teams in the NLL. Taking advantage of what they love, doing what they love, and finding every possible product they can to give the best to themselves and their clientele. And that's just what the world is about. So, no, I can never hate on that at all.
What a sales pitch for this game.
It's going to be awesome. You know what I'm saying? I'm really excited for it. But I do think Saskatchewan, coming off what will be a tough fought game against Buffalo the night before, is going to factor into this. And then they're also going to be traveling, which they'll probably be traveling right after that game, which means they're going to be sleeping on a plane / in a hotel, not getting a ton of sleep, rolling into this game against a
probably
fully rested.
Bus, honestly, which is nice for them because it's from Buffalo to Rochester.
Yeah, but still.
Well, at least they're not going to have to. Like it'll be just ground travel.
But yeah, that travel may come into effect as well. And it's tough to win 2 road games in a row. But I do think Rochester is a team that may come out on top in this one.
Yeah, I mean, even in a doubleheader weekend, Rochester started to slip a little bit, which is unfortunate because they were one of my, championship pedigree teams. But Saskatchewan, they're just so good. And until they prove me otherwise, I can't pick against them. So I got Saskatchewan sweeping the weekend up in upstate New York. Speaking of upstate New York, Buffalo at Toronto. Blockbuster type game. A must-have game for both teams, in my opinion. This is so tough. Especially because I think Buffalo loses at home to Saskatchewan. Then you got to go play your arch rival. Fuck it. Toronto's going to win. I like the way that those young boys are playing. CJ Kirst and Owen Hiltz got that team buzzing. Mark Matthews has turned back the clock. Jalen Rogers looks great. I'm going Toronto to get the win over Buffalo, and Buffalo gets swept out of the weekend and potentially ends their playoff hopes.
Wow. You know what? I think I have to agree with you on that one. I think it's because Toronto's rested. They're going back home after picking up that big road victory against Colorado, who's actually playing really good lacrosse and surging at the top of the league. And then they're taking that momentum back, and they get to watch Buffalo the night before, play Saskatchewan, a very good team, the best team in the league as of a lot of metrics and record-wise. And then they know that they're going to play a team that's tired the very next night. I think they're looking forward to this game, have it circled, and I'm going to take the Rock to win this one.
Philly at Georgia, back-to-back game, this time down in Georgia. In a normal season, I would say Philly wins this game. And history tells me to pick the Wings because they somehow go down to Georgia and find ways to win in the most obscene ways. But again, Brett Dobson is playing MVP level lacrosse and has not allowed a team to score double-digit goals on him since week 1.
That's actually wild.
It's crazy. Yeah, I mean,
That might be a record.
unless this game is like 8-6 or something like that, like I'm gonna go Georgia again. Georgia sweep.
Yeah, the fact that I picked Georgia to win the road game, I don't imagine that they're going to lose at home, especially with it's really just the way that Dylan Ward's playing. Dylan Ward, fuck, Brett Dobson, excuse me. It's just, with the way that Brett Dobson has been playing, it's hard to say that any team is going to score enough goals to beat them. And I definitely don't trust the Philly offense to be the one to do it. No offense.
No.
So I'm going to rock with Georgia as well in back-to-back.
Halifax and Calgary, the nightcap on Saturday. Like I said earlier, Halifax has been pretty bad. That this game, I think at the beginning of the season, you would have leaned a lot more towards Halifax, and we would have thought they'd be towards the top of the table. This is a coin toss game for me, and I have no clue which way the coin is falling.
Really? Is that close to you?
Very much like Philly, Halifax's offense has been brutal this year. Like, to put it in reference, dude, Calgary's averaging more goals per game than Halifax this season.
Really?
9.0 to 8.0. It's just been the goals against that have been better
Killer.
because Warren Hill has been awesome. I think that's my determining factor. No, I'm not a hater. It's just Warren Hill versus whoever Calgary decides to put in net, because I think the faceoff battle is going to be fascinating this game. J.I. versus Withers. You know, this is going to be a big test for J.I., but I think he's up for it. But I think the biggest decision swing for me is the goaltending, and I got to roll with Warren Hill, so I'm going to go with Halifax.
Yeah, as much as I want to go against them, y'all know my rules. I'm not going to. Maybe this is one of those games where we're able to shock a few people and go out and make a stand and do a little something special. But also, we picked up a win. I think it was last week.
2 weeks.
No, 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. So it's not impossible for this team to win. Maybe they can replicate that formula and make that happen as well. So there's a chance for my Roughnecks. So of course I'm going to take them.
Yeah, I will not be surprised if Calgary wins this game. Let me put that out there. Like, this is a game where I am so conflicted, and I'm literally basing it off of the fact that Warren Hill has just been a better goaltender than what Calgary has thrown out there this year.
Absolutely.
Final game of the weekend, San Diego hosting Vancouver, Sunday at 6 Eastern.
I'm going to take Vancouver, but I have no reason why.
I'm with you, but I'm taking San Diego, and I have no reason why. I have no, just my gut said it, so I'm rolling with it. I'm going to go San Diego to win the final game of the weekend. So there it is. Our picks. We both have Georgia. We both have Saskatchewan. You have San Diego. I have Colorado. Do I have that correct?
Yep.
We both have Vancouver.
Yep.
We both have Ottawa. You have Rochester. I have Saskatchewan. We both have Toronto. Both have Georgia. I have Halifax. You have Calgary. You have Vancouver. I have San Diego. It is going to be a wild week of picks, but those are our Week 14 NLL picks of the week, brought to you by Kenwood Beer. We're going to get mutilated in these picks, no matter what way we slice and dice it. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be terrible.
Just a little rounding out of NLL news before we push to the PLL, WLL. Some moves were made this week. Philadelphia Wings making a majority of them. Pat Foley placed on injured reserve from the active roster, and the Wings signed Ron John to a 1-year deal. Love that signing. Ethan Fisher was placed on injured reserve from the active player roster. The Wings activated Dalton Young from the PUP list. Looks like he's going to play on Friday. I did talk to Tim Sudan today during the press conference, and he did reach out to Dalton Young to see what his status was playing time wise, because he almost got him to come down to play at Champ Series depending on what his schedule was going to be, but it looks like he's playing this week for the Wings, so that did not happen. Some trades involving the Wings. The Wings have traded our guy Nick Rowlett Deach to the Toronto Rock in exchange for Toronto's 4th round pick in the 2026 entry draft. We were talking before we started recording. You said this feels like the Wings recognizing Nick's had just injury problems throughout his whole career at every level and are just trying to get some kind of compensation, especially since they drafted Bo Columbus in the 1st round this past draft.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a nice offload for them. They don't have to worry about eating that contract and wondering if he's going to play or not going to play, or what level he's going to be at, or what kind of flow he's in. Because especially as a face-off guy, like a specialist guy like that, your mental game and your flow is a lot of your game. And if you're constantly hurt, you're not really able to get into the kind of flow that you need to be successful at your position. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but I do think this was a move made more so based off of how often he's been injured more than anything else.
Yeah, an interesting trade, especially because Nick felt like he was having the best year of his career in the NLL, at least, and quite frankly, just overall in the pros. So bummed to see him go. Always loved seeing Nick at the arena. Wish him the best of luck because he's our guy. And a 4th round pick coming back to the Wings. The Las Vegas Desert Dogs placed Tyson Gibson on the active roster from the injured reserve list. They released Ben McDonald from the active roster, and like we mentioned, they signed Kevin Crowley to a 1-year deal, so the Big Cat is back in the league. Love to see that. And the Las Vegas Desert Dogs also traded Dylan Hutchison to the Philadelphia Wings in exchange for the Wings' 3rd round pick in the 2028 NLL entry draft. And Deej, if you ever read any comments on Wings posts when moves with draft picks occur, it's frustrating, but also just very, very funny, because every comment is, are we even going to be a team to make that pick?
That's kind of funny.
And then I just get depressed and I'm like, please be a team.
As far as I know, y'all are safe.
Facts. As far as I know, we're safe.
I think
you never know.
People got to pipe down a little bit.
Yeah. Quiet down, you old curmudgeons. I don't know. Dylan Hutchison, quality player. We'll see, where he fits in. Not necessarily sure I agree with giving up a 3rd round pick for him, and that's no offense to him. I just feel like 3rd round picks are kind of valuable in the NLL at this point. So interesting move, but we shall see. Any other notable move? Rylan Hartley activated from the suspended list, and your boy Cam McLeod placed on the practice player list for the Rochester Nighthawks in the corresponding move. Big Mac.
Yeah, there wasn't anything super eye-popping to me in those moves, mainly because not a lot happened for Calgary. Mainly because I'm upset about us not having our number one. Well, I won't say number one, but our 1st round draft pick. It was going to be a good one to use, and we just don't have it. So I don't care that y'all have been trading left and right for picks.
It's a wild, wild west. But we shift from the indoor game to the indoor game. It's Champ Series, ladies and gentlemen. We made it. We're back. PLL WLL is back this week. Champ Series underway. By the time you guys are listening to this, Friday, it's back. I got a chance to be in all the press conferences today, talk with coaches and players from the WLL, the PLL. Some awesome quotes, some very interesting nuggets. Deej, anybody you want status reports on WLL or PLL wise that you have not acquired from me already?
Putting me on the spot like this is not cool. Who's your dark horse golden stick candidate for each side?
Dark horse golden stick. Looking at the rosters. Dark horse. That is a great question. Put me on the spot like this. Actually, I do know my dark horse. Matt Trainer. Matt Trainer, I think, is going to have a number of eyes pop off the page type moments these next 2 weeks. I think he's going to be very, very fun to watch in this format, and he's going to be a force for the New York Atlas. Another one, if I had to put for the PLL wise, I think our guy Jackson Iker's going to have himself a series.
Yeah?
I think Jackson's built for this format. You know, when we talked to him over the summer, we asked, you know, if Chaos were to get in. We talked about Olympics and stuff, and he said he was intrigued. Obviously, his military obligations play a huge part in it, but he's getting to play here, and I got to tell you, Deej, I'm excited to watch our boy 6'4" standing tall, the lieutenant ready to rip, and I think he's going to be a huge reason why Chaos are successful.
Yeah, I mean, in this format, if you got guys that can move that fast and have a shot like his, also vision like his, you're going to have success. He's a tough guy. He rides hard. Whoa, pause. He rides back hard. So I would imagine that he's going to be able to translate some of those defensive skills and be solid on the defensive end here, even though he's more of an attackman. So I really like that pick coming in, and I think he's going to be a nice splash for them in this champ series.
And I know this doesn't sound like a dark horse, but when you have the reigning golden stick as your teammate, it kind of is. Izzy Skane, especially with this 2-point line, I think Izzy's going to just, again, build off of, you know, her campaign last year and be a force to be reckoned with. And obviously, Emily Harrischuk won the Golden Stick for the WLL last year. Those two together are a disgusting, diabolical 1-2 punch. But I think Izzy's just going to take, like, that next step. And obviously, we are the biggest Izzy Skane podcast on the market, no doubt about it. I'm just excited for her game and knowing that she has the range to shoot from that 2-point arc too. Like, she's going to be awesome. Who else would be a dark horse for me? I mean, I think Madison Ahern could be a sneaky pick for the Boston Guard. She's a dog. Coming from Notre Dame in 2024, like, she's somebody who's got some size. She's got power. I think she could be somebody to keep an eye on. I'm also all in on just the vibes and smiles of the California Palms. Maddie Buss, their new head coach, she fucking rocks. And I'm just all in on the vibes that the California Palms are putting down. And I think they're just going to play the most like fun team fluidity lacrosse. Like Ali Mastriani was talking about, they've been there for 2 days, and she's like, we already have inside jokes on the team. 2 days
Fire.
in. I'm like, this is incredible. This is what it's all about. This is the ultimate vibes and smiles team I've ever seen.
Yes, it's rubbing off. My campaign is working.
And I mean, we're also the biggest Sydney Black podcast on the market, and I think Sydney like popped off the page last year, and really like turned some heads. And I think she's going to be really fucking awesome again. Like in a similar vein of Izzy Skeen, bars. I think Sydney's just going to take another step forward and really shine like she did last year, just at an even higher clip.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see, this girls action. I remember last year when they gave them a chance to play in Champ Series, and just the back and forth action, how fast it was. I was like, this is insane. And I'm really excited for them to be back and to do this again. I think the rosters are absolutely loaded all around. I do think this is going to be a really fun game. Really fun 2 weeks for the Champ Series and the tournament to see, who they're going to crown as basically U.S. champs for a year before they get back out here and do it all again. So I do think there's a lot of talent on the women's side, and Phoenix will have to prove. Kidding, don't listen to that. But no, there's a lot of talent on this side, and the team that's going to come out on top is going to have to prove that they're better than everybody else, and it's going to take a lot of scoring and a few key stops. And when you look at the roster, those stops are going to be hard to come by.
I showed you this before we started recording. The all vibes headshot of Champ Series belongs to Grace Griffin.
Yes.
She has her protective eye mask on, ready to rock and roll. That
her
is the
black.
ultimate. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, she's got her eye black on, everything. She's like, yeah, you caught me right before a game. Turn me up.
She's yelling into the camera, like ready to rock. Like Grace Griffin is ultimate vibe check right now. Passing the vibe check with flying colors.
I love it.
Where do you rank? I don't think we really talked about it. Where are you ranking the jerseys 1 through 4 on the PLL WLL side of things?
I haven't seen the jerseys.
I gotta say, WLL wise, it's California Palms S tier, A tier is the Maryland Charm, and then it's the New York Charging and Boston Garter, like somewhere over here. The Maryland Charm really crushed their yellow jerseys, and they've got the snakeskin pattern in there. It's the best looking Charm / Whipsnakes jersey I think we've ever had.
Here, hold on, let me pull this up. I think. I might be able to see it also. Excuse me.
Touchdown. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I got Atlas at 1. I think I go Redwoods 2 just because like the yellow with the trees gives a slight just enough of a pop and a difference compared to what you get in the other two. I think I put Chaos above Outlaws though. I think the simplicity is really something I enjoy. Um, yeah, and then the orange. I like that it's orange and not black or gray or
Yeah,
whatever, but
the orange really like
or
pops
white,
to me.
but I really like the orange.
Um,
And also, sorry, this just means we get um, 3 color games,
mm-hmm.
which
Which
is really
is
cool. I
wow.
mean, they could have put chaos in red. I kind of understand that, or black instead of red, because red's kind of close to orange, but
Mm-hmm.
they could have put them in black for sure.
Like Outlaws Atlas, Redwoods Atlas in particular is just going to be mint.
Yes.
I think my PLL jersey rankings, I go. I like how like more like of a lime green the Redwoods are than their traditional like deeper like kind of forest green. I'm gonna go Redwoods 1, Outlaws 2, and then Chaos and Atlas are kind of tied for different reasons. Like Chaos, it kind of works, and they almost look like it's like a frosty type jersey. Like it's almost like an ice out jersey. Plus, I like the way Chaos's jersey looks with their helmet in particular. I think Chaos have the best helmets. Um, that gray is sweet with them. Big fan of that. And I don't know. I've just never been a fan of the gradient fading pinstripes for Atlas. It's never done
Yeah.
much for me. But I like the dark blue. I like the navy blue with the pop of um the hyper blue or whatever. I think my only adjustment I would like to see like a border around Atlas, like a white outline or something. But other than that, it's a solid jersey. But I feel like they've done similar things like that, so it doesn't really change much. But I love the color. I think it's be fun. WLL though, it's Palm's charm, probably charging and then guard.
Yeah.
If I had to pick, the pink is just impeccable. If you have a pink jersey, 99% of the time I'm going to be a fan. Especially since we created the chrome pink jersey and then they did it.
Facts. And then took it away from us. We haven't seen it since then.
I'm glad I got that though. Got that custom, John.
Nah, facts. I tried.
That thing is sweet.
I'll get my hands on one though. Don't worry.
I guess we make our picks here. I do have a fantasy roster right now. It's not definitively locked in, but it's what I'm rolling with right now, and it is subject to change. So don't hold me on this. You can see my fantasy team in the PLL app. Right now, DJ, I have 3 coins to play with. I have Graham Bundy Jr., Andrew McAdory, Matt Trainer, JB34, Emily Harris Chuck, Logan McNaney, Madison Doucette.
I just heard like 40 different names in my head at once.
Don't
ask me how.
I can run them
please,
back for you.
Please.
My fantasy team with 3 coins still available for swapping in and out. I have Graham Bundy Jr., Andrew McAdory, Matt Trainer, JB34, Emily Harris Chuck, and then my goalies are Logan McNaney and Madison Doucette.
Okay, all caught up now. They're all on one team, like they're not separating boys and girls. Or
yeah, it's
boys
all
and girls,
team.
men and women, men and women. Excuse me, men
and women fantasy, but it's all combined.
Okay.
Which threw me for a loop when I was building my team initially, and I was like, "Why am I running out of coins?"
Right. But then you peak and you're like, oh well, yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Let me
And then
make
I
some
realized you get
changes.
2 goalies too, and I was like, okay.
Screaming.
I probably will make a couple changes, but that's what I'm rocking with right now. I love Matt Trainer and McAdory on the team, and I love Harris Chuck being on there too because she's a fucking demon. And then McNaney and Doucette being a combined 45 coins is a no-brainer.
Oh yeah,
Because
absolutely. That's a steal.
Madison Doucette was possessed last year for the Charging, and McNaney's coming off a goalie of the year campaign, and he's the only starting goalie of the 4 teams for the PLL guys.
Mm-hmm.
So why not rock with that?
It's actually insane.
But yeah, you can play PLL Fantasy in the PLL app. Guys, download the PLL app in the App Store, Google Play Store, and you can earn points by completing tasks and playing PLL Fantasy and answering trivia every single day, and it levels you up. You earn rewards to get awesome stuff in the PLL app, like shop discounts, ESPN Plus subscriptions, all that good stuff. So download the PLL app and get 500 experience points on your account when you use code OTBPOD. That's OTBPOD for 500 XP on your account when you download the PLL app, and keep up to date with everything going on in Champ Series and all year round with the PLL, WLL, and more in the PLL app. We'll start with WLL, Deej. Who's your pick? As of right now, we do reserve the right to change these picks by the next time we record, but going into pool play for Champ Series, WLL, who do you got hoisting the trophy on March 8th?
I'll take the Charging.
Okay, getting revenge.
Yeah, I think they bounce back. I think they get back to familiar territory. And it may not even be against the same squad, but I think that that loss they took here last year still stings. One that they remember and one that they're going to look to try and avenge.
Yeah, I mean, the Charging on paper are loaded. Obviously, the Guard are the defending champs, and they are absolutely loaded as well, and have, arguably the best women's player on the planet in Charlotte North. But I'm torn in so many different ways with the WLL, especially after the press conferences today. Like Boston, they felt like they were ready to just like rip people's throats out this week and next week. Like they're on a mission. They want to repeat. They said they made a pact this week, Deej, that they are not going to talk about last year. Like that is a pact within their team that this entire 2 weeks they're not talking about last year. So like they are solely focused on the task at hand with this year's. The California Palms are just the all-time vibes team, and if you got vibes, you've got my attention. And this team is loaded with talent. Like you've got Ali Mastriani, you've got Sammy Joe Adelsberger, you've got players like Aaron Bakes, Sam Geiersbach. Like they've got dogs on this team. Jill Smith coming from your Michigan Wolverines. Like they've got player, and they've got one of the best goalies to ever do it in Taylor Moreno. They're speaking to me from the vibes. And then you look at a team like the Charging, who have Izzy Skane, who have Emily Harrischuk, who have Madison Doucette, and they have that revenge factor. Like, and you have players like Aaron Kuykendall. You have a Chase Boyle coming in from Loyola. You have Lauren Gilbert back with this team. You have Kendall Halpern. Like, they're loaded offensively. They have 2 awesome goalies, Molly Lau Liberty and Madison Doucette. Yeah, like I think I'm with you. The more I'm looking at this, like I'm, yeah, Yeah, I'm going New York. I think my final prediction, as of right now, it's New York versus California.
I'm going to take California to win it. I think there's a couple pieces that they had this year that they didn't have last year. Oh, sorry.
I'm talking WLL.
Yeah, I realized.
I think my final matchup is New York versus California, and then New York gets the dub.
Yeah, I realized when you chuckled exactly what was happening. I kind of fast forwarded in my brain already. My bad.
I was looking at that New York Charging roster more and more, and I was just like, holy shit, this team is loaded.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, New York Charging are my pick. They are your pick. PLL. Atlas Outlaws, Redwoods, and Chaos.
Oh, I kind of just spoiled it.
Well, lay your reasons out. State your case.
I mean, I think that they were very good last year. They made a push when they got in, and it just wasn't enough. But I also think that they've added some people who have some quality experience. You know, Romar comes back for another year where the line's at 13 yards. He's going to have success there. You also have, what's his face? Dylan Malloy, who has led a team all the way to a championship. He's going to be on this team and playing. So
I did ask Anthony Kelly about that. I asked him if Dylan let him know that he was ready to play a little bit of defense, because he did bring that up in his press conference after he won the whole thing with Chrome, that he said he enjoyed playing defense. And AK said, everyone's going to be playing defense. So, and then he mentioned Dylan just had a baby, so he's going to have added dad strength.
Facts. But yeah, and then that defensive piece really is going to play a part in this. I think there's some really talented guys in this team that weren't there before, but they're going to play a huge role this year. I think that's going to give them just enough to go out and get it done.
I really like the Redwoods in this format. I think they have a good mix of like skill sets on their roster. But just to be a contrarian, and you guys know when we talked about the rosters when they were finalized, you know where my pick is. I'm taking Chaos to win the whole thing. That's just that roster speaks to me. Obviously, we're a pro Brooksy podcast. Like we love all the coaches in this, quite frankly. Like they're all our guys. But I think like just the talent they have and the size, the speed. I brought up the size of their guys to Spencer Ford today, Deej, and I said, you got a good mix. You got, a bunch of tall guys from Cole Williams, Jackson Eicher, Perk, Chris Aslanian, and then you got, your shifty speed guys like Knobloch, Ross Scott, and Spencer Ford goes, I think Ross Scott should be in with those big guys.
Screaming, because no, absolutely not.
Hey, remember the name, Ross Scott. I think Chaos are going to win. And I mean, just for fun storylines, how poetic would it be if this championship series championship game is the New York Atlas and the Carolina Chaos? Sanoski versus Brooksy. Brooksy's old team. Two very high-powered offenses. It would be cinema if that is the final. I'm not fully determined on who my final is outside of Chaos winning. I did tell Deej pre-pod, I said it's either going to be Chaos Redwoods or Chaos Atlas. Those are my picks, but I think the more I just think about storylines, Brooksy versus Atlas would be all time. And I think the PLL would be foaming at the mouth if that is the final, just from, the storylines and everything. And I think Matt Trainer is, my golden stick dark horse. If you've got the golden stick leader going into the championship, going into the playoff portion of this, there's a good chance you're going to make the final. Guarantees you're not going to win, but I think, actually, Matt Campbell broke that curse last year, but it guarantees you don't make the playoffs in the PLL the following year because that's what happened to the Cannons. But I'm gonna go Chaos to win this thing and check off a box that Spencer Ford set along with Roy Colsey. I'm sure a similar box that they set bringing Brooksy in. They wanted to get to Champ Series in year one. They qualified, and I think they've got the talent and the coaching to get it done. So I'm going to go Chaos to win the whole fucking thing. So, DG, you've got the Redwoods and Charging. I've got Chaos and Charging. It's going to be fun. I love all 8 of these teams. Like, they are so wildly loaded top to bottom. They've all got really good goaltending too, which is going to be a huge factor in this. And then I think it's going to come down to just which coach plays a better chess game.
Absolutely. That's what it might not even be as much of a chess game. Normally it is. I think this one comes down to just who goes out and makes a play. I think this is a little bit more of a coaches managing timeouts and other nuanced things, whereas the players out on the field are really making the difference.
And, substitutions are a huge thing in this format.
I think normally I would say yes, but you're not spending as much time with the ball and all of those things. So, like, the lineups kind of know when to go in and out. You're not really managing who's out. You're kind of just rotating fresh bodies, which every team is basically kind of on a similar clock with that. But that's just my opinion on how that works.
Yeah, it was just something that a bunch of the coaches brought up today as one of the key things is managing your substitutions properly. And also very fun, this is Pseudo's first time coaching Champ Series. So we have, outside of Brooksy, all first-time head coaches. And we've got assistant coach Xander Dixon, obviously, which is going to be a lot of fun, too.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. We got Champ Series. We got 10 NLL games this weekend. We've got college games this weekend. We've got WLL, PLL, NLL, and NCAA for the next 2 weeks. We're in the Lacrosse equinox, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy it, because this doesn't happen all the time. And as Paul Rabel so eloquently put on Twitter today, if we uplift every discipline of lacrosse, it's only going to bring it further. You cannot like one discipline versus another, but if we support it and we don't tear it down, LA 28 is going to be a fucking movie.
I mean, been saying that for years.
What do we know?
Apparently nothing.
Some say we know ball. Others say we can't say that.
I'm in that front group. I say we know ball all the time, and they can't tell me I can't say it.
I mean, I have a shirt that says ball knower.
I need to find that.
I'll send you the link.
But mine, I'm add some like the best ball knower of all time or something like that.
The BBK OAT.
The BBKO.
The BB coat. Yo, check out this BB coat.
And be like, what? Excuse me? I'd be
Hey,
like, look,
what
my
the?
coat. What it
the
say?
cheese?
See?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, and I don't think I brought it up, but I'm going to bring it up because I like to brag sometimes and pat myself on the back. After 7 years of knowing this astute gentleman, yours truly finally got the follow back from Paul Rabel on Twitter.
Yes.
Clock it. Shout out to Paul. He's the man. We're one step closer to getting Paul Rabel on this show.
Yes, we are. Now I just need to get myself followed, and then we can get him on the pod.
And then we'll be like, clock it. Yeah, I'm pumped. Champ Series is gonna be a blast. Looking forward to it. Keep your eyes and ears peeled for this weekend, potentially, depending on our schedules and stuff. Maybe we'll do a live stream of some sort with all the lacrosse going on. But we'll let you know if that happens one way or another. Make sure you're following us, guys, at OTB LaxPod across the board on social media. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia and Outside the Box podcast YouTube channels, youtube.com/at Underground Sports Philadelphia and youtube.com/at OTB LaxPod. Leave a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. This has been episode number 416 of the award-nominated, honorably mentioned, number 9 NCAA ranked, number 11 Philadelphia ranked, the most unprofessional and disrespectful lacrosse podcast you ever done, seen, and heard in the land. It is the Outside the Box podcast, the official lacrosse podcast on the Underground Industries Podcast Network. For Deej, I'm KB. Enjoy this lacrosse equinox. And we'll see you back here next week, breaking down the first week of Champ Series, breaking down this 10-game slate of NLL action, whatever the hell else comes across our docket. But until then, we're getting the heck up out of here. We're going to do that lax.
Peace.